This is my 2018 used Tesla Model 3 with 70,000 miles that I bought for around $25,000. The three things that we're going to be going over is first thing being the overall thoughts and review on this Tesla. Second thing being the cost, because I do not have a home charger, and the cost and maintenance of the Tesla. And third thing being the things that I love and the things that I hate about this specific Tesla Model 3. So let's get into it. This is my first electric vehicle, and not having a home charger is definitely a big factor in recommending one of these vehicles. And don't get me wrong, only relying on a supercharger is not the worst thing. I am thankful, and the big reason that it actually works for me is that I have charging available at work, and that is a big thing to consider if you're thinking about buying a used or even a new Tesla. And I'll get into the charging in a little bit, but overall thoughts and review on this Tesla. The car is amazing. Teslas are cool, regardless of, you get what I'm saying? The car overall handles, feels, drives, the technology, and if you're able to get full self-driving and experience that, it's trippy, but it's honestly really cool. But overall, this car is such a blast to drive. And like, that sounds funny, but like, it really is, man. Like, this thing is comfortable, it's cool, I love the color, but I'll get into all that later too. But the car overall, comfort-wise, driving-wise, commuting-wise, it's such a good car. I had to step out of the freaking sun for a little bit. It is burning out here. But overall, the car, it depends on what your needs are. If you're looking for a commuter with a good amount of space, comfortable ride, the Model 3 is definitely something that you can enjoy and use daily. I came from an old Nissan Altima, which is pretty much the same style car, sedan, but it does have pretty much the same amount of space because that Altimas are pretty big. This has a good amount of space. This one is definitely a little bit more comfortable. The other car was a little older, but it was still a great car. Another great thing is the convenience, man. Ordering the car, insurance, charging, it all really goes through your phone, which is pretty cool and seamless. It's definitely a different experience, and also being able to control different things of the car while not even being around or near the car. Like, one thing at work that's just totally random and kind of not even necessary is venting the windows before I come out, or just throughout the day if it gets hot, especially right now during this time, so that the car can cool down. You can turn the AC on, different things of that nature. Overall, those things are some things that you will experience and really get to see if you do have one of these cars. But that is also a nice little benefit and a cool thing about the technology that this car offers. And I'm not a car reviewer by any means, but I'm just really letting you guys know what it feels like and is like owning one of these cars and driving it every single day. Because commuting in traffic, especially with the Autopilot, is a beautiful thing. Charging it, besides not having a home charger, is seamless. The things that it offers, the space that it has, the ride quality and everything, overall, it's a nice car and I would recommend it. But let's go down to the cost breakdown, and this is where it will either be worth it or not, depending on your situation. First things first, insurance costs. This is gonna be different for everybody. I do use Tesla insurance, and that comes out to being $155 or something like that, I'm pretty sure, which is honestly not too bad. In comparison, for the Altima that I had, I was paying around $120. So I didn't really see too much of an increase, which is also really good. And Tesla insurance, besides the customer service and the wait times on the phone, it covers a good amount. So it is what it is. I'm gonna just jump in here and mention a few things about the actual monthly cost of this car that I forgot to mention. So this car is financed at a 7% interest rate, and my monthly payment is $327, around there. So that also factors into my monthly cost of operation of this freaking Model 3. But look, my employer offers some benefits for buying electric vehicles, one of them being the charging that it provides. And that, taken into consideration, let's say estimate from $50 to $100 a month with charging at work,
that brings down that monthly cost down. Another thing they offer is a $50 monthly statement, which gets paid out on my second paycheck. Just an extra $50 I get for buying a electric vehicle. It's something my employer offers, which also brings down my monthly cost by another $50. And then on top of that, the last thing is we do get these little bonuses, and I split that between company stock and cash payout. So all the money that comes into that cash payout, which gets paid out every single paycheck, which ends up being around like $100, goes into my actual payment and principal balance of the actual auto loan. So then that also brings down my monthly payment. So in reality, monthly payment is $320, $27. But with the amount that I'm putting extra into the principal and all these different things, monthly payment is honestly around $150 with everything included and with everything that I'm putting on top of that, right? Not really, but it's a way I like to think about it, just because all that extra money that is coming in from the benefits, it goes right back into the actual principal, which it helps me lower that down and get rid of it as quick as possible. But I just had to mention that real quick. And let me know down below how much you got your Tesla for, interest and monthly payment, and your insurance costs, because that would also help out people down below looking either to buy a new or used Tesla.
Now let me throw up the screenshot right here, and as you guys can see, these are my stats for the past like month and a few days of the charging that I have actually done. And as you guys can see, my savings so far is $88 because I've spent $191, and the gas equivalent would have been $279. Now, one thing to consider, 37% of this was done at work, 63% was done with a supercharger. No home charging available for me at this moment. I will probably be getting one soon, so that will definitely help these savings. But let me talk to you guys about that real quick. Those $88 pretty much came from the charging I do at work, and that charging at work is free. I do have that privilege and that ability to charge at work, and that's where those savings come from. Because with superchargers only, depending on what time of day you go, it may be at 50 cents to 40 cents to like around 32, 34 cents. And if you're paying consistently around 50 cents or 40 cents per kilowatt hour, you're not going to really be saving too much money, and you won't notice it on that little tracker that the app actually has. You will probably save a few dollars, but not enough to really justify saying like, oh, I got a Tesla to save on gas. You get what I mean? And I'll be honest, having to go to a supercharger every single time to charge your vehicle will probably be one of the deal breakers for a lot of people. And it could have been for me, but honestly, it isn't, because I do have that work charging availability. If I didn't have that, I would have probably considered getting a different car. That's not something I personally would want to deal with, always having to go to a supercharger. Because sometimes if you don't have enough charge to go home or to go to work the next day, you will have to go out of your way, charge up, just to have enough for the next day. Without that home charger, things will be very, very difficult. And besides that, I've had no other expenses so far besides little accessories and things of that nature, because people that get Teslas usually get some like new floor mats. You might get a steering wheel cover, heads up display, whatever it may be, whatever it is that you personally want to add to your Tesla, you will be spending some money on that. And I've already spent like $200 on those little accessories, which are not necessary, of course, but they add a little bit to the car. Or like window tint, or a big one, the freaking roof cover for the glass roof, man, because it is hot right now. And since I even just shaved my freaking head, the sun be burning my freaking scalp. You get what I'm saying? So that was a little bit of a necessity for me because it was freaking hot. Honestly, if you don't mind going out of your way to go to a supercharger every single time you have to charge, you could get away with it. It is not like the end of the world. It's not like you'll be there for too long, especially if you find one near like somewhere where you go grocery shopping, or to a gym, or near your work or something like that, man. Because if you're like grocery shopping and it's charging while you're doing that, by the time you're done, the car's charged. If you're at the gym, by the time you're done, the car's charged. It's not the end of the world. One thing too, let me tell you guys right now, charge times depending on what your percentage is at, and if you precondition your battery, which pretty much if you put the GPS and you start driving towards the supercharger, it's going to tell you preconditioned battery, and that really just heats it up so it charges faster. But look, charge times take like 15 to 45 minutes depending on those factors, but on average I've noticed that it takes 20 to 30 minutes, usually being around like 25 minutes to get me a full charge if I ever do find myself using a supercharger, which is not too bad. And people might exaggerate saying, you're gonna have to be spending 30-40 minutes just to charge your car. That's really not the case, not always at least. Had to freaking step away from the sun again, man. It is hot out here. But those are pretty much my running costs so far on this car. Hasn't been too bad, and I've really been enjoying the car. And we will see how those things change once I do get a home charger. And right now, a lot of the benefits from the gas savings is coming from work, so keep that in mind. If you have any questions or things that I didn't really cover, make sure to leave them down below, and I will try to answer those questions in the best way that I can. I'm being transparent, and I'm showing you guys and telling you guys about what I deal with and how my ownership of this Tesla actually has been. But let me know if you guys have any thoughts, or if you personally have a Tesla and want to share your experience or whatever it may be, leave it down below. So now to talk about the things that I love and hate about this car. First thing being that I love is the looks of the car and the paint color itself. I love silver cars. The Porsche that I'm gonna buy in the future, when I'm able to, I will be able to, will be a nice silver color like this. Second thing being the interior of this car, from the seats, infotainment, the speakers, the AC, just overall the interior of this car is really nice and comfortable, and it's a really enjoyable experience overall, man. I'm telling you guys, test drive one and you guys will probably like it. And the last thing being the amount of space this car actually holds. I am gonna be getting a little spare tire, and it does have this under right here. Don't mind this, the car didn't die or nothing like that. It's because I just sold my Altima and I had to jump start it real quick because it's been sitting for a while. The sunroof, while it's super nice and really nice and enjoyable, it is hot and it burns your freaking scalp. Another thing is the freaking floor mat. And I know this is just the most random thing, but the floor mats that come with this car always fold up like this and are some of the most annoying things. And the last thing, which might be kind of funny, is actually that everything you have to do pretty much goes through your freaking infotainment, like the glove box, the mirrors, everything. It's kind of annoying to have to control everything with this. Like AC too, like AC you gotta go here, then you gotta pop it up. And it's not the end of the world, like there's some things you can do with the buttons, and of course, but it is kind of annoying to have to do everything with the screen. Some things work pretty smooth, but other things you do have to go through some windows, and it just takes a bit, especially when you're driving. Overall, man, I love this car. I enjoy the car, but to me, this car is more of a tool than it is a freaking car, man. You know what I mean? Because if you're getting yourself a Tesla to enjoy and be your baby, your precious thing, do that, man. But to me, this car, I use it as a work or as a tool for work. You get what I mean? Whether it's being able to do deliveries, Uber Eats, DoorDash, all those things, or also just getting to work and cutting back on the cost with any way that I can, man. With maintenance, with gas savings, and all those little things. And it is nice to have a car, some nicer features. I'll be honest with that. But overall, the car is great. I really enjoy it. We'll see in a few months if anything changes, and I will make updates to this kind of video, especially after a year. I'll probably do one a little sooner too, especially with the cost breakdown, because I really want to show you guys what ownership of a used Tesla is like. And keep in mind, this car is used. It has 70,000 miles. I bought it and I've been driving it and I haven't ran into any issues, but we will see if anything changes. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Take care. This is just a little thing I'm gonna throw here at the end just to show you guys what the full self-driving is like. So you just hold down the stalk all the way down,
and then it takes over. No brakes, no signals, no gas, no turning, and you guys will see it do what it needs to do. You see it does the turn signal for you. You start turning, the car turns itself, and it's so trippy. At first, honestly, it feels a little sketchy, but after a while you get used to it, and overall the car drives itself pretty well. Sometimes you do have to correct it, which you can either just shoot this up or just take over if you have to, which when that happens it kind of sucks. Like right now there's freaking people crossing the intersection. I'm not gonna even trust it because sometimes it does take a while for it to stop. So you know what, I'm gonna stop it myself just because I'm not trying to run nobody over, you know what I mean? But then you just turn it back on, it sees the people, because then it shows up on the screen and everything, you know what I'm saying? The people show up, and then look, it just handles everything pretty well. And it honestly, I don't use this 24/7. When I mainly use this is when it's like after work and there's traffic going home. It literally just cruises me home on the highway after a long 12-hour shift at the factory. I get to just sit back like this and let it drive, and it's pretty nice. Just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Take care.